Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, this is the last unit for third year classes. Unit 4, Feelings and Emotions.
Grammar Explorer 1.
In this lesson, we are going to
Learn how to give and ask for advice. Respond to teenage students' problems. Write short messages. Reply to an email.
So let's get started.
The following are two main problems that students face today. Can you list 3 more problems? They lack self-confidence. They don't have time for homework.
So we have 2 sentences. They lack self-confidence. They don't have time for homework. Think of other problems you may face, you or your friends at school, and list 3 more problems. Great, then let's see. So the other problems may include finding schoolwork difficult, relationships with friends, so many tests, problems with mathematics, concentration in class, stress, bullying, depression and anxiety. You may have other problems that are not listed here.
Listen to a conversation between Adam and Lucy and answer the following questions. What is the problem discussed in this conversation? What expression does Adam use in order to ask for advice? How does Lucy respond?
So this is a conversation between Adam and Lucy. Listen carefully and answer the questions.
You look upset, Adam. What's the matter?
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it.
Come on. What's up?
Well, I've just got this text message from a guy in my class. He wants me to take a photo of the maths exam paper tomorrow and then send it to him. What should I do, Lucy?
Well, whatever you do, don't cheat. That's for sure. They can expel you for that.
Right.
And I think you should tell your teacher.
What? Tell on him? I can't do that.
Okay, but you should tell him what you think.
Are you sure?
Yes, definitely. Don't worry. I'm sure he'll understand.
Yes, you're right. Thanks, Lucy.
Is correct. If you need extra time, just pause the video.
What is the problem discussed in this conversation? A classmate wants Adam to cheat in maths exam, but Adam doesn't want that. What expression does Adam use in order to ask for advice?
The expression used by Adam is
What should I do, Lucy? How does Lucy respond?
Lucy responds with
Don't cheat. I think you should tell your teacher, but you should tell him what you think. What other expressions are used for asking and giving advice?
Do you know other expressions that are used for asking and giving advice? Just write them on a sheet of paper So these are the expressions.
What do you advise me to do? What was I to do? What's your advice? If you were me, what would you do? What do you think I should do about? Could you give me some advice about? Giving advice. Imperatives with don't, do. You ought to plus verb in the infinitive. It would be a good idea if you plus past simple. If I were you, I would have you thought about plus verb in ing form. Why don't you plus verb in the infinitive? You had better not, plus verb in the infinitive.
We can also use
It's higher about, time plus past simple, expresses that something should be done, and that it is already a bit late. It's time you started revising for the exam. You only have 2 days left. It's high time you bought a new bicycle. This one is too old. It's about time you went to bed. You have to get up early in the morning.
and we can use
You had, apostrophe D, better plus infinitive is used when you advise someone to do something because you think that something bad might happen if he doesn't do it. You had, or you'd, better stop smoking. You should stop smoking because you can get very ill. You'd better quit being so rude. You should quit being rude because you might lose your friends, for example.
You have received the following text message from your best friend in school. Write a reply.
Hi there. The teacher told us we would have a test in English on Thursday, and I'm not ready. What should I do?
So this is an SMS that you received from a friend of yours. Think of an answer to this SMS. So you can send something like this message.
You are an agony aunt keeping an advice column in a teenager online magazine and you received the following email. Write a reply.
An agony aunt is a person who writes a column in a newspaper or magazine in which they reply to readers who have written to them for advice on their personal problems. In this advice column, you give advice for teenagers. They send you their problems and then you give them some advice. So you have to write a reply to the email you received.
Dear Help column, I'm 17 years old. I'm a third-year secondary school student. My classmates make me sick. They are always making troubles with the teachers, and that scares me because I have an exam at the end of the year and I don't want to fail it. I'm very angry. I don't want them to come to school anymore. Every morning they start making noise in class. They even play music on their phones when the teachers are explaining the lessons. Sometimes after school they start fighting each others. What shall I do? I can't talk to them because they won't listen and I can't change school because this is the only one near where I live. Please help me. Miserable.
You can use the following plan when you respond to the email.
A short paragraph in which you show sympathy or reassurance.
In this paragraph, you show some sympathy.
A short paragraph in which you analyze the problem.
Here you can use one paragraph or more to give advice or recommendations.
Remember to use the expressions seen earlier to express advice.
If you need extra time, just pause the video here and finish it later. So this is our final product.
Dear Miserable, I'm very sorry to hear that you are having difficulty in such awful conditions. I more than sympathize with you being lost in this dilemma. Let me tell you, however, that taking a few common sense steps would restore confidence and hopefulness in you. I think you should focus on your studies and not quit on hope. You should try with your other classmates to talk to those troublemakers and persuade them to be quiet in class. Elsewhere they would fail their exam and face the consequences later. So, as I said, you should persuade them that they'd better start thinking about their futures and do their best to get their back exam. You should tell them that they would regret it sooner or later if something wrong happened to them. You should, also, tell them that without a serious education, they won't get the job they like. You ought not to worry constantly about them if they don't listen to you. They will regret it. That's for sure. Think that after all, you have done your best, but you should at least tell your parents. They sure can help. They can talk to the administration about the problem or to those troublemakers' parents. I'm sure that the problem will be solved if you work on it, you, your parents, and the administration. Good luck, and I wish you all the best.
And this is the last activity. Thank you. And as always, stay safe and stay home. سلام.
شكرا على المشاهدة. لا تنسوا الاشتراك في القناة، الضغط على الجرس، الإعجاب بالفيديو.